Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Battalion Chief Frank Malta, and it's an honor to be the Master of Ceremonies for today's event. Frederick County's IIT Video Services will be taping today's ceremony live and will broadcast it on Frederick Cable Channel 19 for future viewing. At this time, I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. You may be seated. All right. Please allow me to introduce our guests, as well as thank them for their attendance and various levels of support they have given our organization. With us today, the Honorable Jan Gardner, Frederick County Executive, the Fire Chief Thomas Coe, Deputy Chief Administrative Services Steve Leatherman, Deputy Chief of Volunteer Services Kevin Fox, Deputy Chief of Operations Kenny Poole, Assistant Chief Michael Darwick, Battalion Chief of EMS Mike Cole. Another special thanks goes out to Rick Harcum, Chief Administrative Officer of Frederick County Government, Frederick Health Hospital, the Maryland Institute of Emergency Medical Services System, Shock Trauma University of Maryland Medical Center, and the Meritus Medical Center. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Jan Gardner, Frederick County Executive.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really my privilege and pleasure to join you for today's graduation and for me to be able to personally extend my congratulations to you. Clearly, this isn't the kind of celebration and graduation that we would like to have, and so hopefully we can make that up to you in the future. But I really want to say congratulations on your accomplishment to be Frederick County's newest paramedics. This is a celebration of your hard work, your dedication, and your accomplishment. Being a paramedic is truly a hard-earned achievement. I don't think the general public really truly understands what you need to do to accomplish this goal. I know you've all worked incredibly hard over the past year to become paramedics. The requirements, as you know them, to move from emergency medical technician to the more advanced paramedic certification can be certainly intimidating. It's my understanding that during the compressed paramedic class, you had to learn anatomy and physiology. I took anatomy and physiology in college. I hated it. It was difficult. It took a lot of time and effort to memorize all of those details. That in of itself is a big accomplishment. You had to learn legal and ethical issues, important to everybody today, pharmacology, medical math, and more. In addition to the classroom time, you had to log hundreds of hours of clinical time at a hospital and complete field internships on a medic unit. So altogether, you completed over 360 hours of lecture, 250 hours of class lab work, 430 hours at hospitals, and hundreds of hours in the field. The entire process took over 1,500 hours, and that is 10 times as long as what the typical EMT course takes. On top of that, you had to pass 6 different exams before you could qualify to take the final exam. Paramedic Class 6 average score was almost 88%, and that's really very impressive. Congratulations to each of you. The 5 of you, and I don't know exactly who is who. Stephen, who's Stephen? Okay. I'm just wanting you to recognize yourself. Stephen, Sadie, I'll take it you're Sadie, Scott, Anthony, and Chester had to meet all of those requirements. You also took 2 rigorous national certification exams, a skills test and a written test. Kudos to each one of you for passing the written test on your first attempt, and to the 3 who also passed the skills test on the first attempt. Frederick County's program does an amazing job of preparing students for the National Registry with an overall first-time success rate of 89%, and that's well above the national average of 73%. So congratulations to each of you for your top-notch work and the quality of the work that you've done in this journey. Now, completing this rigorous coursework is an achievement any time and any year, but certainly this year has been unusual and more challenging for all of us. When you started training to be a paramedic, no one had heard of COVID-19. Now, the virus pretty much shapes a lot of what we do, including how we're here today. And they're going to really how you interact with your patients and what you do in your day-to-day job with the equipment you wear and just really how you perform it. What hasn't changed is the underlying reason for doing this job and why you've pursued this goal, and that's to help people. As a paramedic, you'll certainly save lives through the advanced care that you can now perform and deliver to people in an emergency. That higher level of service begins with new responsibilities. Along with providing that higher level of care, you'll be asked to provide comfort and to deal with people who are facing a difficult time. When you're in the field, remember the human side of the story, the caring side, which is critically important to overall success. You'll make a difference to the people you come in contact with. People will remember how you treated them. They'll remember the service that you provided to them, and they'll remember how you feel. They'll remember the respect and the kindness and the care and comfort that you have shown to them. You're clearly all very passionate people, and I thank you for choosing a career to help people. I thank you for your dedication to going through this difficult journey to become a paramedic. And I thank you for, on behalf of all the citizens of Frederick County, for what you're going to provide to them in the upcoming years. I also want to acknowledge your program director, Captain Ann Jonikin, and your instructors, Adam Miller and Margaret. I always pronounce your name incorrectly, but we know who you are. So I thank you for your hard work. I also want to thank you for bringing this program to the level that it is. It really is a well-run program that really delivers the best, and we're happy to have it here in Frederick County. So all of you are in an admirable profession. My hat's off to you. Congratulations, and I'm grateful for what you do for Frederick County. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite Fire Chief Tomko to the podium for his opening remarks.
Good afternoon. I would like to join County Executive Gardner in sharing my congratulations with the graduates on their successful completion of the 2020 Paramedic Educational Program. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments of 5 public safety professionals as they have each successfully completed what is without a doubt the most challenging and intensive training program offered in the fire service. Over the last 10 months, the members of Paramedic Class 6 have completed more than 1,800 hours of training that included lecture, practical skills, and clinical experience. After hours of studying and taking what seemed like hundreds of tests and quizzes, the graduates are now poised to become the premier pre-hospital care professionals they have been trained to be. Paramedics are truly incredible individuals when you think about it. While the skills they perform, the medications they administer, and the protocols they follow are similar to others in the medical profession, paramedics get to do all of those things in the most austere environments. They perform critical, life-saving interventions in a muddy ditch, in the middle of a snowstorm, underneath a tractor trailer, and miles up a mountain trail. Those added environmental complexities make a paramedic's job like none other in the medical field. There is truly not a normal day at the office. The Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Service is regarded as one of the top emergency medical services programs in the state of Maryland. Emergency medical services make up more than 80% of our emergency response workload annually. With your graduation today, you have stepped up to take on a new role with increased responsibility that will ensure the reputation of Frederick County EMS is maintained well into the future. While it is unfortunate that your family was unable to join us in person today, it is imperative that I pause to thank the families and friends of Paramedic Class 6. Your success in this program is directly attributed to the support that you've received from them over the last year. I'm sure that it's been challenging for them as the students have returned home from class stressed and emotionally drained. There have most likely been family events missed so clinical appointments could be made, or dinners avoided so that you could study for the next big test. Graduates, there's no doubt that your success in this program was possible thanks to their love and support, and I ask that you pass my gratitude on to them on my behalf. I would also like to take a second to recognize retired Captain Kathleen Harn and Captain Ann Jonikin, as well as firefighter paramedic Margaret Nawalczyk and Adam Miller, and the rest of the instructors and support staff who have aided in your training experience. Both Captains Harn and Jonikin have served as the EMS program coordinator during your class, and firefighter paramedics Nawalczyk and Miller have served as paramedic class 6's lead instructors. This group put a tremendous amount of effort, both on and off duty, to ensure your success. They have created a training environment that not only made sure you were ready for the National Registry certification process, but more importantly, that you were ready to hit the street. Our EMS training program has an amazing success rate and is frequently looked upon as a model to follow across the state of Maryland. Paramedic Class 6, please join me in showing my gratitude to your instructional staff for their efforts in ensuring your success as a paramedic student. Graduates, I thank each of you for your hard work, your commitment, and dedication to the program over the last year. You have attained a new skill set that includes knowledge of anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, and various life-saving interventions. What's more impressive and amazing are the intangibles of crisis management that you have attained through this process. Critical decision-making, stress management, and leadership traits that paramedics acquire through their initial certification are critical to their success in the field. You, as new paramedics, are resilient and ready to handle any incident that comes your way.
I now invite Instructor Adam Miller, the instructor for the class, to offer his remarks and introduce the class valedictorian.
To the members of Paramedic Class 6, please be aware I'll be presenting a lot of information in a little bit of time, so please listen carefully. First off, I would like to thank County Executive Gardner and the County Council members for the continued support of the Advanced Life Support Program. You have always supported the ALS education program, and in the past year went above and beyond to support the pandemic situation. You provided us with the needed equipment to continue training through the pandemic. Frederick County DFRS was one of the few programs in the country that was able to continue and met all standards set forth by regulating agencies for this program. So we do thank you. I can't say enough about how important their support meant to the success. I would also like to thank Chief Coe, Deputy Chief Leatherman, Deputy Chief Poole, Assistant Chief Barnes, Battalion Chief Cole, Battalion Chief Malta, and Battalion Chief Stolberg for the continued support of the program. Without their assistance, we would not have been able to be successful throughout the past year. I also want to give recognition to retired Captain Kathleen Harn. Captain Harn was instrumental in the development and success of the ALS program. Captain Harn put countless hours into the success of not only PC6, but many previous EMS classes. I can't say enough about the time and dedication that she put into this. Thank you to Captain Jonikin for stepping in midway through the paramedic class as the EMS training coordinator. This was not a small challenge, and you have continued the program in a seamless manner. I also want to acknowledge and thank Instructor Margaret Nawalczyk for her assistance with the program. Instructor Nawalczyk spent numerous hours and served as my mentor for PC6. She went above and beyond in every aspect of the class and not only served as a mentor for me as an instructor, but also as a leader. She taught me many lessons of how to lead a college-level class that I would not have been able to do without her. She also pushed me to be the best I could be, and for this I thank you. I also want to thank all the support instructors and preceptors for their support. Without your assistance, we would not be able to achieve the high standards of the program. Paramedic Class 6. You have endured a grueling and challenging year. You have accomplished an achievement that few in the division have accomplished. You have successfully completed a year-long program that will allow you to serve the public at the highest level of pre-hospital management. Many say they want to be an ALS provider, but few dedicate time and effort to truly achieve this objective. Not only did you accomplish this, but you achieved it during the global pandemic. As a class, you were always flexible and willing to change schedule at the very last minute without complaining. This was more appreciated than I can ever express here today. Your willingness to be flexible allowed this program to continue without delay. These times were unprecedented and were not able to be planned for. This graduating class is stepping into a profession that is being asked to do more than ever before, just as we brace for potentially crippling reductions in resources. It isn't fair that you have to walk straight into such a situation at the outset, but as many who is called to serve others in their time of need already knows, life is not fair. You could grumble, you could gripe, and you would have every right to do so, but complaining alone won't be of help to you, your colleagues, or your profession. This is your time to rise to the challenge. Think of this time as a response to a motor vehicle collision or a mass casualty incident. You're not the only one responsible for the incident, but many are relying on you to help make things better. We are all relying on you to help make things better. As you begin this next chapter in your career, you may look to others to guide and mentor you. Know that as those of us who have been working for a while want to share our knowledge, skills, and guidance with you, we are also looking to you to provide us with much needed energy and enthusiasm. We will need to work together as we fight hard for what we need to be able to do our jobs properly. We must all support each other so that we continue to support those in our community who rely on us in their time of crisis. Going forward, the challenges that we face will take all of the science, innovation, and street smarts that EMS can muster. We will need all the leverage we can get to keep ourselves safe and to protect people in need of our help. So new graduates, to help the odds in favor, let me share with you 5 things you need to begin today and continue every day you want to be successful in your career. Remain good at your job. I'm talking about your core skills. Continue to work on them. As fresh as everything is to you right now, this may sound ridiculous. As you move through your career, you'll learn that much of what you learned in the classroom and on the streets will be outdated before you get a chance to use it. Every day, you will have to work to refine your knowledge, skills, and effective attitudes. Continue to practice your fundamentals and update them as new tools and new techniques are developed. Protect yourself first. Yes, with your graduation, you gain new skills and responsibilities, as well as an obligation to use them to aid others in their time of crisis. But your first responsibility to the people you serve and the people who love you is to ensure that you're taking care of yourself. I'm not just talking about checking on scene for a bystander with a weapon and an intent to harm. I'm more worried about the threats you don't realize are causing you pain until your damage is done. Eat right, exercise, and sleep well. Take care of yourself physically and psychologically. Just like sharpening your assessment skills, these things are easy to say, but take real, purposeful effort to actually do. The difference is that if you don't work on your assessment, you're only hurting your patients. If you neglect working on yourself, you're hurting you, your colleagues, your friends and family, and everyone around you. 3, be a good follower. Pick someone with knowledge, skills, and attitudes you admire and emulate those skills. You may be lucky enough to personally know someone you admire and have them become your mentor to help guide your path. If you do, be sure to return the favor to some new EMT or paramedic when they graduate. If you find no mentor available to you now, decide on traits your ideal EMS clinician would exemplify and be that person. Not every senior person you work with will be a great partner. Not every boss you work with will be a great leader. But if you strive to follow a great role model, whether real or idealized, then bit by bit, every one of you will find yourself becoming a better clinician, a great partner, and maybe one day a role model yourself. 4, always be an advocate. Be an advocate for your patient, be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for your colleagues, be an advocate for your profession. I hope this graduation means better job prospects, promotion in division, an increase in pay, and improved employment options. Maybe that was the primary motivator for you to complete your program. But as you gain skills in your profession, you will find that they will also come with an increase in responsibility, not just in terms of more to do. You have the responsibility not only to the citizens you protect, you have a responsibility to your brother and sister professionals, as well as to the profession itself. Advocate for your profession. Don't rely on the voices of others to protect us and lift us up. You don't have to love the exact pitch of every other singer, but we need every voice in the choir for our song to be heard. And 5, know the most important part of your job. By now, you've probably heard someone say that what you do is a matter of life and death. By now, you probably also know that most of your job will not actually involve life or death circumstances. You could take this to mean not every call you go on will be a real emergency. Well, that's true. That's not where I'm going with this. Rarely in this course of your duties will you have the opportunity to save a life. However, on every call for service, from routine medical transport to emergency critical care, you'll have the opportunity to make life better for your patient and probably their family, friends, and bystanders. Often it will be difficult, and it will almost never be recognized. But now that you've graduated, you need to know that this is the most important part of your job, because by doing it, you'll make the world a better place. So please enjoy all your well-deserved accolades at this time of graduation. You deserve the praise. You've worked hard. I hope you can take at least a small break now. You've earned it. But when you're ready to take on the task at hand, now you know what you need to do. Keep your skills sharp and up to date. Protect and take care of yourself. Seek out good examples and follow them. Advocate for your colleagues and for your profession. And each and every day, seek out every opportunity to make the world a better place. Thank you.
I'd now like to bring PC6's valedictorian up to the podium for some remarks. Scott Dibler.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if I can top Adam's speech, but to my 4 classmates, it's been an honor to work with you guys. You guys really are the best. Fire Medic Miller, Fire Medic Nowacek, it's been great being instructed by you guys. I don't think we can really thank you guys enough. I know we've been maybe a little bit difficult at times, but I appreciate you guys working with us. I'd also like to thank the support instructors, Captain Gordon, Lieutenant Steele, Lieutenant Dunn, Lieutenant Dishart, Fire Medic Ward, Fire Medic Malta, Instructor Greg Ruff, and anybody that I might have missed. I'd also like to thank the staff at Frederick Health Hospital and Meritus Medical Center for letting us come and do clinical there. I'd like to thank Captain Jonikin for running the show, Captain Harn, wherever she is now. Special thanks to Dr. Fillmore for coming and helping out. all the paramedic preceptors who helped us along the way, and all the staff on the second floor that kept everything running, as well as Executive Gardner for supporting the program.
I'd now like to call each member of Paramedic Class 6 up individually, starting with Stephen Barcinez. Sadie Bertier. Scott Dibler. Anthony Gramaccioni. And Chester Pod. And lastly, I'd like to bring Chief Coe up with some closing remarks.
Well, you did it. As new paramedics, it's important to realize the awesome responsibility that lies before you. We are placing the community into your hands to care for in their time of need. Somewhere in Frederick County right now, someone's wondering if they call 911 during a medical crisis, who will be that person that shows up to answer that call? The answer is simple. The answer is you. You are now the person that will be looked to provide quick, effective, and decisive life-saving interventions in someone's most desperate moment. Know that your journey to become a paramedic has not ended, but in fact just begun. Paramedics, like most in our service, are required to be lifelong learners to ensure that they stay up to date on trends and technologies in our service. I encourage that you always keep learning and honing your craft to ensure the citizens of Frederick County always receive the top-notch care that they deserve in their time of need. Above all, remember that a large part of your job is caring for your patients and caring about your patients. Listen to your patients and be compassionate. Be their advocate. Members of Paramedic Class 6, congratulations on the successful completion of your initial paramedic training. I wish you all well in your future endeavors and look forward to seeing you out on the street putting your new skills to work. This concludes today's ceremony.